Perfect. So today the class is about calendar, and what we're going to do is a custom build where the bot is able not only to book the appointment but to collect a payment before it provides the option to the user to actually book the appointment. So bear with me, I'm going to share my screen for a second here, and can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take away this one so it doesn't distract. Okay, perfect. So first things first, I'm going to start from the scenario where you have some things already connected. We are not going to connect them right now, but I'm going to show you where you should have connected those. So the first thing I will need is the calendar. I will go to settings, and you will notice that mostly everything is in the settings. Just a second, what? Perfect. So integrations, and you will see that we have two options for calendar. We have Google Calendar and we have Outlook Calendar. Basically, you just have to click connect and we'll let you sign in. I usually prefer Google, so I'm doing Google. And the next thing we're going to do is you need to make sure you have the payment option. By default, you have the option to collect the payments like when the person is collecting the item, because remember this all started with food, so it's you try to think about a restaurant, how it will work. So in this kind of cases, the e-commerce was born to serve restaurants, and because of that it has the option to collect the payment when you deliver the food. So that's not something that we want for appointments, because most likely the appointment will be a Zoom link, it's going to be a meeting, it's going to be like online, or maybe a phone call. So we want them to pay via card. For those, you have these two options, which is PayPal and Stripe. Is the same, it's going to just let you click to connect. I do use Stripe better usually. This one is not connected. But what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the steps. And for the example, so we don't have to deal with credit cards and stuff for this class, I'm going to do it with the exchange and like a delivery kind of setting. And then I'm going to show you how you will change that, okay? So here's where you connect all those things. And what I'm going to do next is, because I already have my calendar connected, what I'm going to do is go to marketing, okay? In marketing, I see all of my tools, and among all of these, the ones that I'm going to use today will be the click wrong. The ones we're going to use today are the automation rules, but most importantly, the appointment schedule. Okay, so let's go click here and make sure that we have already a calendar that we want. So in this class we are going to create a new one. It's going to be paid appointment, and click continue. Right now, if you didn't have any, you will find out that it's super simple to create one. The description, I usually invite you to here add stuff that you want the user to read, because this is going to be public. So you can add here, this is a 101 coaching call. This is, I don't know, like a legal assessment coaching or whatever, you know. You add hidden information. You can add the set of rules, like this is going to be a Zoom call, or you need to pay up front, this is the pricing, blah, 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 right? What we're gonna have is when people can book. In here, you can edit the time frames where you are open. Example, you don't want people to be booking at your 1 a.m. because you're most likely sleeping or working if you are a solopreneur, as many of our users. So here you can change that kind of details. You can just click on edit and it will let you to add, let's just add one for as example. And in here I can tell, oh, okay, I have after the 12, I have another, just adding stuff, right? So it will add me the 2 blocks. I'm going to take them away because
A quick question. Where is this information stored?
What do you mean with where is it stored?
This availability.
Okay,
is this one where?
This is within the bot. Is going to stay within the bot. So what it's going to do is it's going to look for the openings 2 to 10. That it shouldn't be 2 to 10. I need to change that because I'm not awake at 2 a.m. Usually. So let's say that I want it to be
So the bot has like a database.
This is a
Say,
database. Yes.
okay.
This is
Can I
information.
ask a question too?
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
this was based on the question I asked right before you started the recording. Does this see the Google Calendar?
Yes. So
So
it's going to see.
when you click
Yeah.
edit, it blocks out the times that are already there.
Yes, let's imagine that I told it, okay, I want people only to be able to book between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Okay.
Hmm.
If I already have an appointment at 10 a.m., the options that people will see will include 9 a.m., not 10 p.m., the 10 a.m., but then 11 it will be open again. So
Got
it's
it.
going to open that. But even if I don't have anything booked at 8 a.m., people won't be able to see 8 a.m. as an option. So
I
it's
got
doing
it.
both.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, don't worry. So we have both options, and it's super important. Please make sure that the time zone is the correct one, because we're global. So usually you will be global as well, and the time zones are not the same. Like only the US have three different time zones, and if I go to Mexico, Mexico City has one. I think Yucatan has another one. Sonora has its own because they don't change the time like forever. Mexico City just did that change, and Baja, we do change the time, so it's all over the place. You need to be sure like where you're doing this. Okay, so that's one. I'm going to leave it like this just for the testing, and then it's asking you where the event is going to happen. You're going to tell it if you want to be an in-person meeting, meaning you have to give the address, because otherwise how does the person is going to arrive there. It's going to be a phone call, or is it going to be an online meeting? If it's going to be an online meeting, remember that you can do example, you can do on Zoom. You do have your personal room. Okay, you have your personal room meeting and meeting room, I'm sorry, and you can paste that URL here. My recommendation is to add the URL that does include the password already encrypted, so you don't have to provide the password anymore, because they click and they're in. Okay, just like you arrive to this meeting, I provide you with a long URL that contains the password already. Okay, so
This one will work with all the providers, like Teams, for instance, or Google Meet.
If you have a single room link for whatever the provider is, it's going to be working, because it's asking you for the link that is going to provide everyone. We try to simplify as much as possible. So for not including an API integration that might require for you to have a paid kind of account, we left it open. Okay. Does that solve your question, Oscar?
Yeah, yes, thank you.
Perfect. And then we have the notifications. You will see we have a confirmation flow. This one will trigger once you already have the time and the date. Okay, you have your booking flow where you're providing the user the option to book, and you have the confirmation flow. Okay, this confirmation flow will trigger once the appointment is already set. And in here you can tell, oh, this is the password, these are the rules, here's how you can prepare for the meeting. If we're talking about like maybe skincare, maybe you want to tell it, please be sure that you have your skin clear. Here is a video where you can do it at home before you come, or I don't know, whatever the user might need to be ready for this appointment. And you can offer an option for the cancellation flow, okay? At this point, we are going simple, so we are not going to choose anything. And the other thing that you have and that you can edit or modify is the reminders. You have a reminder for 10 minutes before, 1 hour before, and for the day before. So what you can do is say, okay, I have another flow, let's say this one. I just got a random one. And I want it to be X amount of minutes, hours, or days before, and I can just add it, or I can just delete it. Okay, is this one clear? Because this one is where many have questions. Go.
I have a question. So let's say that I have 3 type of appointments. Let's say that I have plumbing, electrical, and air conditioning.
Yeah.
Right? So on the top, you have the type, correct? You have the, what is your event? Is that the event type?
Yes, you can have multiple. As you just saw on the previous screen, I had this, I created this one, but I had two before, main and test. So let's say that this one is electrical, main was actually plumbing, and the test one was for repairs, and each
Okay.
one could have its own availability, because maybe electric I don't do on Sundays, or
Right.
maybe only plumbing on the weekends. Like, you can choose, and you can choose where it's going to happen. Most likely all of those for you, it's going to be in meeting, like in person, or maybe a
Or
phone call. I don't know.
can can I? Okay, you just show us a window where you call a function. So
Now,
in here, send where you have send in the bottom. Okay. Oh, this is just a reminder, right?
yeah, those are just reminders, and there are flows that you're sending a
Oh, they're
flow.
flows, but it's just reminder. It's not the flow for something else.
Yeah, it's a flow that has a reminder. If I go to the flows screen that I'm going in a second, you will be able to edit. Like, oh, I don't like the wording, I want to change it. Or maybe you want to add stuff, or you want to do something else. That's the place.
But I can have a different type of reminder depending of the appointment type that I'm using, correct?
100%. Each appointment type will have its own set of reminders. If I change here, it won't affect the one that I have on main. It won't affect the ones I have on test. It's only affecting this one.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
perfect. And then I have the restrictions. These one are the place where I love to play more, because I love to add restrictions. I do value my time, so I love the restrictions here. So you can tell, okay, maybe this appointment is a 45 minutes, a 1 hour. How many hours is this? Is this one, right? You can set the duration. Not only that, you can add what it's called in some other softwares, a buffer time. Like, okay, I might have a meeting because it's a repair, so I'm going to do a 2 hours, but I need to have an hour after, because if I'm in X place, I need to move to the next one, so I cannot have them back to back. I need to have some time to move from one appointment to another one. That's one way to see it. The way I see it is, okay, I have a 30-minute event duration, and then I want at least 15 minutes, because sometimes the meeting runs long, maybe there were questions, maybe whatever. So I usually do something like this. And the other thing that I do, and that I do recommend whenever you're doing this kind of online coaching, mentorship, all that kind of stuff, I do allow only within some number of days in the future. Why? In my opinion, if I allow someone to book a meeting with me 2 months in advance, that person is going to forget. So if I only allow them to book 10 days in advance at most, then the person will remember they have a meeting with me next week, or tomorrow, or in a few days. So that's how I do it. But maybe this is a special kind of calendar that it's for a limited time only, and you can tell, okay, it's only on December. Okay, maybe that's the option. Or maybe this one can only be one day, only on Christmas, for example. And you can leave it open, like minimum, like in this case, it's like whatever time in the future. It can be 2 years in advance. I don't care. You just book. Okay. I do this way, and I change this one to 10. Most I will go 14 because it's 2 weeks. And in here you can say, okay, I need a number of days in advance, because I don't want them to book like 5 minutes before the time. That's a given. So maybe I will want them like the day before, so that in the morning I can check my agenda and I know that it's all I have appointments for the day. The other thing that you can limit is how many do you want to have in a day. Do you want like as many as I can get, or just say, you know what, I cannot take more than 4 in a day. Like, it's too much for me. It's a lot. I'm losing time that I cannot work if I have 5 discovery meetings in a day. I can only have 2 discovery meetings, 2. But if it's a paid, get me as many as you can, And the other thing that might be interesting for some of you is that you can allow or not the group meeting. If I say yes, it will ask you, okay, in a single time slot, how many people can book? Example, in my music school that I used to have, we had what we call like the test the demo class, you know, the test class. And that one was a free class that you can get. And I was allowing up to 2 kids per class to be on demo because I had my students, so the paid students, so I couldn't have that many. So I was allowing that. But maybe you're a realtor and you want to book for a specific, let's say a home opening, and then you will be open to do 10 of them. You see, that kind of things can change. It will depend, completely depend.
So this means that people are gonna be able to go to the calendar and book up to 10 people. That's what it means.
Yeah, like
If
up
you
to
have
10
availability on that slot.
Yeah, it will kill the ability once it hits 10.
Okay.
As long as it's less than 10, it's still open. So this one could be, for example, for a tour, for a tour bus, for example. That's a way to do it. Maybe you want to do it for a class that you're given. That's something that you can also do.
So let's say that I'm the person number 11.
Yeah.
Do I get a message
that
saying
option.
that it's completed this book or something?
It will show you the option to book at that time.
It won't show you the option.
It won't show you the option because it's booked. It's already gone.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, I will say no. Okay, sorry, my hand not always works as it should. So I'm gonna click on save. And now you're gonna notice that I have 3 of them, and I wanna just turn this off. So I have the paid appointment ones. And if I go to flows, I will notice that now I should have new flows. You see, I have the booking confirmation flow. This one is the one I was telling you that it's going to trigger whenever the appointment is completed. You see, appointment confirmation, date, blah, blah, blah. I can change the details here. I can add more information. I can add a picture. I can add emojis. I can do whatever I want. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go super as easy as I can do it. So I'm going to go old school with a rule-based flow. Okay. The first I'm going to do is I want point is going to create a flow to get us to the point where the fun stuff starts. All of this could be done via AI because you have the option to create a function, and that's what you were asking me for. The function could be the AI asking for the name, phone number, and email. Those are the 3 things that are a must. If you don't have those 3, the calendar won't work. And I go again. You need the name, the phone, and the email. Otherwise, the calendar won't accept it as a person that can book. Okay? You need those 3, and you need them in the system fields. You cannot tell them where to look. So, because I have that restriction, I can tell the function, hey, you're going to request, this is rule-based, but you can do it via function. You're going to ask for the name, and you're going to save it as a text and full name, okay? And then I also need you to ask for the phone, and you're going to save it as a phone in the phone one and save. And the other one that you're going to request is for the email. You should ask in a pretty way with a proper question, not just like adding the placeholder as me. And you can do it via AI. If you don't know how to do it via AI just yet, I recommend for you to look for the videos for Function February. We were talking all about functions, and there you will find a lot of examples of how to do these kind of things. So now we have the name, phone number, and email collected. And the next thing I'm going to do is, and let me see if I can open it in a new tab, because we were talking about collecting the payment. So the next thing I want to add in here is, once you gave me all the information that I know you're interested, I want you to pay. I need you to give me the money. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go again to marketing, and I'm going down until I find, what is it? I missed it. E-commerce, sorry. Here in the e-commerce, you'll see that I have a lot of chats. This is my dummy account where I do all the classes. So let's forget about all of this and add a new one. In this new one, what I'm going to do is appointment. You can have a short description. Imagine that you're creating a card. If you ever worked with chatbots before, you know that we have the option to create cards that will have the picture, will have a title, will have some text, and then have clickable options, you know? So this is the title, appointment. I think that's the spelling. I don't know. So the short one is going to be just below. And if you add a long description, it's going to get an option to click to read more about this. Here you can tell everything about why people should be paying you to get this appointment, okay? And in here, I'm going to add $100. That's the pricing, okay? And I can add pictures if I want. If I need to do this kind of trackers, that because it's a meeting, I don't think it's necessary. Inventory, I don't think that's necessary either. And you can have variants. I don't recommend for this to have a variant, but that's something interesting that you should know, that you have also add-ons, you have tags that are searchable, and you have a lot of details that you can move. We do have classes about the e-commerce, and you can learn more about this one. But for this class, I only need the price and I need the name. So I'm going to save it. And you will see that now I have this one. So the next thing I'm going to do is in here, I'm going to refresh just to make sure that everything that I have done here is already populating in the flow. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add collections. Collections is an option that you will only see once you have at least one item in the e-commerce, okay? So I click on collections and I'm going to show one product, and I'm going to show manually. If I do automated, it will help you do dynamic stuff. In this case, I need manual, and I'm going to select which one, and I want the appointment, only the appointment. Okay, let me move this to the top so I can see, and I'm going to save, okay? Maybe I want to add some message like, hey, please make the payment so I can give you the booking link, you know? So this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish, and let's test how it looks so far, okay? Preview and watch it. If I have AI, or if I want to spend more time, I can just do conditions to know if I already have the name so I don't ask it again. So let's tell it Wendy. And then okay, and email. Okay. In theory, it should be coming like this. So anyways, I have an appointment and I can add to cart. Sorry for the language, it's reading the one on my computer, and I just want one. So anyways, we can change that in a second. But anyways, it asks me if I want to check my card or if I can proceed to the payment. In this case, usually what the user was going to do is proceed to the payment. And in this case, you can see that we can take away, we're going to take away the delivery. And in this case, I only have the option to pay cash. If you connect your Stripe or your PayPal, it's going to give you the option to pay with card. That's the one that we want. Okay, I will teach you how to change that in a second. So in here you can add all the details, but before I pay, I want to add the next stage. Okay, so what I'm going to do is publish, because I don't want to forget, and I'm going to open in here another flow. And that one, let me get first the URL. If I go to my appointment scheduling, you will see that in here the paid appointments have a link. I will get that link and I will go back now to create the flow that I want to create. And in this one is book now. Here what I'm going to do is now you can book. And I click on this one, I will add a website and I paste the URL. Okay, again, you will see that the link already contains a lot of information. One of them is asking for the user, and that's how the system will realize if the user has gave me the phone, email, and name. Okay, I cannot provide this to it because it's looking for the actual one. Okay, so I'm going to click here and okay, that's it. The thing that I need to add for this one next is, let's imagine that I have a ton of things. So what I'm going to do is a condition here, and I need an action before that one. This is like a very rule-based way to do it, but I like to do it visually so you can then imagine how to do it with AI and more stuff. So let's do this one. I'm gonna create a custom field that is going to be called products in cart. We do have a cart, but you will understand what I'm doing. Because some of the system fields that we have are not visible or cannot manipulate easily, what I do is I create one that is completely under my power, and then I do this one. It was order. I don't remember. Last order. Yeah. It's going to give me the items that the user ordered last. If you can see here, I'm about to order. I'm about to order the appointment. Okay. Remember, the language is more inclined to restaurant, so it's about my last purchase. So I'm going to save this one, and if I'm sorry, products in cart contains, and I will have here the name of the appointment. What's the name? It's paid appointment. How do we call it? It's paid up as appointment. Appointment save. If it is that one, and just because I always like to have an error version, okay, this one allow me to test and to know that it's not like responding nothing, but that it's taking this path. Okay, that's something that I usually do, and this is my starting point. So I'm going to publish this one, and once I have it, remember that I told you we were going to use the automation rules. Okay, I'll go back and I go to marketing, and in this one I'm going to add so this is a way you can do it without paying any other systems, any other softwares, any other anything. So in this one, for example, what I'm going to do is looking for a new order and going to trigger the flow that I just created now. And I'm going to make sure that I have it turned on. You won't imagine how many times I have been crazy because I cannot understand why it's not working. It's because I never turn it on. So yeah, you have to turn it on. So I'll go here and let's do the payment. Oh, is this asking me for my details? Okay, now it's saying thank you for my purchase. And if I go back here, I can see, okay, yeah, I think I had another one open. Yeah, I had another rule, sorry. But yeah, I had another rule that I was testing the other day. So forget about this ones. This one here, now you can book. That is the one that we created just somewhere here. Come on. And one more. Yeah, here, you see? Now you can book. And if I go again to here, let's see now how it works. And it's going to allow me to choose. Remember that I told you that I don't like more than 10 days in advance? Okay, this is how it's working. And right now, because I think I chose some days at 2 a.m., it's going to show me actual times, you see? In this one, you see, it's like I changed Mondays, I have it different, as you can remember. So it's showing me the time. So I can do like, I don't know, maybe this one, and I can just Ta-da! I already have it. Okay. So just before I move to questions that you might have, I'm going to show you the settings that you might want to change from this one. Is in, again, on marketing. And I go to e-commerce. And in here, just you see that, oh, let me change it to English. Why don't you tell me that I had my screen in Spanish the whole time? Okay, so in here you have settings. In the settings, you will see that payments, whenever you get, you can have cart and you can take away the cash on delivery, and it only will take cards. Okay, that's a way to do it. Okay, that's the one that I think you should know. And shipping, we'll add none so it doesn't show that screen. And I think from these ones, I think if you're only using the appointment, because the appointment already collects all that information, I don't think you need to collect this information anymore. So you can turn it off. And that's it. Okay. So those are the settings that I will recommend for you to change or to add. You can do add a Facebook pixel. Let's imagine that you're tracking appointments as a conversion event. You can add it in here. You can have, this is something amazing, that if someone added that to the cart but never actually finished, you can follow up within X amount of time. And in here you can change it just to add to cart. And I think basically those are the most relevant ones for this scenario. So I'm going to save here just so I don't forget it. And the next thing I'm going to do is, do we have questions?
So this use case that you showed today is just to, so the only reason you create an appointment is to be able to collect the data that you need, like the name?
No,
and
it's the
email?
other way around. They are appointments because it's so, let's call it, we try to make it as simple, as fast, and as dynamic as possible. It doesn't have its own collectment payment just yet. And because it doesn't have its own payment collection, the way you should have it, it will be doing this e-commerce appointment item, then will allow you to actually book the appointment. So that will be the way we are doing it. Why? It has a lot of things, and let's remember how this works, or how this was born. And the way it was born was especially for restaurants and for social media. Social media meaning Meta, okay? And this has evolved along the time. And with that in mind, let's remember that Meta doesn't like for you to sell digital goods, meaning a mentorship, meeting, or that kind of things. Meta gets mad at you for doing that. So some of the things that all those tools were never thought about web chat until now that we're developing more stuff. We're getting a lot of things that are getting pushed super strong on the side of the web chat. But that's something that you must know, that we cannot allow it to be that super easy, because the other way, Meta will be like, hey, you're charging and you're delivering in the same environment that I told you shouldn't. Okay, that's a red flag, and I'm going to be checking very closely, or I can even ban you for doing things that I told you that were not allowed. That's something that we need to keep in mind. So again, to go back to your question, the reason to create the appointment is because in this scenario, I work as a service person, that maybe I work by giving paid mentorships, and that the user needs to book. And I want not to be caring about if the person paid or not. So I'm going only to allow them to book if they have paid. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And why is it that you use a role-based example rather than uses functions?
Okay, I use the rule-based example because that's way faster for people to actually visualize what's going on, instead of me having to go back and explain what a function is, or explaining how you're gonna make it work exactly as you want. Remember that all February we were talking about details like, okay, if the AI is making up the name, is because you miss this thing into the prompt. If the AI forgot to ask for the email, is because you forgot or you didn't say this or that. So because we are trying to not land on those details because
Now she's back.
yeah, I think the internet just glitched, like everything went off at
Frozen
the
again.
same. Yeah,
You're back. You're back.
yeah. No, I'm back, but everything went off. Like everything, like I don't know. It's
In our end, you just froze and we couldn't hear you. But we just saw your picture and that's it.
Oh no. On my end, I felt like I was. I don't know if you ever saw the series Dark in Netflix. It felt like that. Okay, so where did you start? You stopped able to listen what I was saying.
Why you use a function instead of rule-based?
Okay, why in this example I use a rule base because it's faster and easier for a new person to understand what's going on, and the rule base it's visual, it is breakable. To be honest, it's not the ideal thing to do, but it's just like a placeholder for you to be able to actually imagine what's going on. The real way to do it, or the best way to do it, will be via AI, but doing it via AI means I have to go back and explain functions and explain prompting again. So that's the reason I just try to get into the meat, into what
I got it.
I'm trying to do.
Thank you.
I have
Not
a little deeper question, but I know you can answer it because since you were Genius of the Year, I'm Get You Some from, that's my name on YouTube, Get You Some. Don't ask me, I don't remember why. But I was there graduating with you, but I have a question in regards to running ads.
Oh yeah, go.
So if I run ads and say to a lender that has this guy to send them into the bot to collect payment, where does the chatbot builder have the capability of firing Facebook events?
Yes, you do have the ability. Let me share my screen once more. I
Oh
think
man, this is gonna be good.
I think which one I'm sharing? I'm sharing this one.
Your calendar.
Let me. Yeah, that's the
You're a little
calendar.
busy.
Oh my gosh, you wouldn't. No,
It's
it's
because she's booking
horrible.
them with the bot.
Yeah, no, and if you see this one, a lot of things are like visible and some not because some are coming from another calendars, like my kids' calendar and my own calendar, and it's crazy. So again, we're here, right? You can see now. You can see a bot.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, you will see here in integrations that you have a connection with Facebook ads. Actually, this means that you can actually track, for example, lead forms. You can create a contact in here and trigger SMS or emails or WhatsApp messages. So that's something you can do. And here you can track our conversion events. You need to connect it. But basically, what's going to happen is that in any flow, you will notice, and this is something that I will recommend to you to check about functions, because sometimes when something happened, you can tell the AI, oh, you're going to trigger this flow, and the flow, the thing that it's going to have, it's only my tracking stuff. Like it's going to have is stuff that are in actions, and in here you can say we have the log conversion events that are internal, but once you connect the Facebook side of the tracking, here you will have the option to log a conversion event on the pixel side. I don't know if in Messenger I have it. No, yeah. You have the custom audiences, but once you collect the tracking, you can set the events from Facebook. Yeah, I'm sure of that one because I was the one asking for the permissions for Meta and was a pain. It took me like 3 months for them to say yes to that permission. So yeah, you can do it.
Cool. Thank you. I have a quick question because I'm new to the platform. Like I remember I told you, like when you mentioned it on stage, immediately I bought that night at the hotel. I was like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah,
So,
perfect.
but I don't know. Is there training besides these calls? Because I haven't seen any training. That's why I bought Braw's course because I didn't see any training. I don't know where to get to it. And are these recorded as well?
Yeah, I record these. Let me
And where do they go?
to YouTube.
So everything's in the YouTube channel.
Yeah, let me show you the channel. So you can see that we have on videos, we have a ton. You will see that some have different faces because it's different things. Mine usually look like this. You have this kind of view. And these ones are usually Kelly's. You know, Kelly is amazing
Yeah,
to teach you
yeah.
the one-on-one.
I worked with Kelly a long time ago, and I just got frustrated with the men chat.
Yeah, I bet that's what she retired from bots for a while, and then we got her back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you will notice those, and you wouldn't then you see the mines look like that. It's a way I found to like make
Yeah.
it easier. And
Are
you
they
will
in playlists by any chance?
we do have playlists. Some of them will be hiding, and I will tell you why. We had some people like actually being kind of a troll. But you can have also the store, the GPT store. This one is the place where we have everything sorted out. So let me just, my internet's being so.
Oh, I didn't even know this was a thing. This store
So we
thing.
have this one. You have a ton of templates, as you can see, a ton of templates. You will see that that Bra actually have some here. So you have a ton of this one. You will love it. Like this one, the delete phishing bots. Like whenever they are telling you, dear admin, your page is about to be deleted, that kind of stuff, it blocks it. Because if I go back here, you will see that on Messenger, no, on Inbox, you have the option to block the contact. Like the bot can block it on the spot. That's amazing. That's something that
Oh
I
my
love.
God, I can sell that like all day
Yeah,
long
you
to my
can.
clients.
Yeah, this one, it's at least you can do like, okay, this is a once install. You can be like cute with them and just charge 250, but you can go 500 and they will be like, yes, I want it. So yeah, this is something that you can sell. It's for free. Ryan built it. And you have the YouTube series. I try to update as much as I can here, but you will see that we have, this is a legacy detox because we were talking about old versus new. This one will help you a lot if you have spent a lot of time in legacy platforms for you to see like before and after how that translates. And the one that you might want to take a look at is on my videos. I have one that's called Fix My Bot. And in Fix My Bot, yeah, this one, I go, let me just show you where we were. Okay, this flow was something that broke my heart because they were building that in Chatbot Builder, and I was like, okay, no, you don't do this in my bot. No, you don't do this in my place, you know? And we end up with a single document. Like we did a Google Doc and we pasted as a prompt, and that was it. Like a single page prompt replaced this thing. Okay.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's
Cool.
that's this class. Okay, so that's one. And I go back here and you will see that the live trainings in here, it's going to populate in a second. You will see that we have all the sessions. We have the Q&As on Fridays. We have classes on Tuesdays. And whenever we see something extra, we try to add it. The name is in English. The class will be in English. The name is in Spanish. The class will be in Spanish. And below you have like the ones that have passed. And you have this one, it will prompt you to add this calendar into your Google Calendar so you can have it just like my calendar with a lot of stuff that maybe it's not your stuff, but it will be there. Okay. So
Yeah.
I don't know, does that solve your questions?
Yeah, it's shop.chatbuilder.ai.
Store.
Oh, store. Whoops, no
Yeah.
wonder.
It's
Okay.
around it, but it's store. Yeah.
Store, yeah.
Yeah. In the GPT store,
All
you
right,
will find
cool.
a lot of things. Yeah.
Wait, it still didn't work. Chat.
It's
Store.
store.chatbotbuilder.ai. Want me to copy paste this one for you?
Would you please? Because that's strike two. I'll probably get it wrong on the third one too. Thank you.
But do you need to log into your account before accessing?
It's not a need, but if you don't find it and you're like crazy like me, it's like I can't remember the URL, you go here and in here you will see that you have free templates, and the free templates take you to somewhere else, right? Okay, this is one of the places where we have templates that these are all done by us or built by us. And in here you have the GPT store, you see? Also, something that many people doesn't know that we have is an HTML editor. I have to do a class about that one. you have this HTML editor because you also have the option to generate landing pages within the flow builder. So
I saw
you
that
can,
last night. That was amazing.
yeah, you can, and not only
Where's the
that,
training on that?
we have a bot. Ryan did a class about this one. He has a bot that you tell, oh, I want it to be with gradients, and I want it to be this, and I want it to say that, and blah, blah, blah. And boom, it gives you the code just to copy paste, and it's already working. You have a website.
That a bot? Where do I get that bot? Where do I see that bot?
I need to find, maybe it's in here
Is it in the
somewhere.
chat in the GPT store?
Well, the class will be here, and usually he gives you the instructions on where he's placing it. But I'm gonna ask him where he places it. Usually, because he goes live, he's not like me. Like, oh no, I need to record it and hide everything that maybe like my calendar and stuff.
You plan
No, he's
everything.
like, and in some of these live, it has to be. I will look for it and I will let you know. Bye.
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 Bye
Thank you so
bye.
much.
Thank you so much.